Now, even before we move to the World Cup Commission, there's something that, my guests agreed that we should do just a brief commentary on it because it's a very live matter. And I'll start with you, Egbert. That's the Daily Graphic reporter in Kumasi, Kenu. He was apparently assaulted by Asamoah Gyan's brother, Bafo Gyan, because he asked a question that some think was inappropriate, others think it was okay. Now, the matter was taken to court. The Asamoah Gyan's brother was charged for assault. And yesterday, they went to court, and he submitted a letter. I'm talking about the complainant, that he was no more interested in the case because of some family and medical reasons. Why do you think people are making a big deal out of it? He's got his right to say he's not interested in having the matter go on again.
Yes, Samson, I think that the noise and all the brouhaha that accompanied, the incidents that is alleged to have occurred, and the fact that, Deputy Commissioner Kofi Boachi, the MD of Graphic and Ashigbe, and the solidarity shown by journalists to the fact that this matter will be seen to its end, has made a lot of people, shocked at what has happened. But let me say that, when you are complainant in a criminal matter that is before a court, your right to withdraw, or if you are a complainant in a matter that has been reported to the police, you have a right to withdraw the complaint at the time that the matter is with the police. Immediately the police institute criminal action against whoever the accused person is. You, the complainant, you don't have a right of appeal. It is only the Attorney General.
You don't have a right of withdrawal.
Sorry, a right of withdrawal. It is only the Attorney General who can enter nolli prosequa to ensure that a case, the prosecution does not continue. So when Mr. Kenu his titles his letter withdrawal of case, I think that it is wrong.
Yeah, but Section 73 of the Courts Act is available.
Promotion, the judges are obligated to promote reconciliation, and that way, that letter should certainly just have been to the register of the court to inform the court that we are talking, we want to reach an out-of-court settlement, and then the court will give an adjournment and say, go and come back and tell me what you have done. Even in that instance, when the parties have gone back after an adjournment and come back to the court to say, oh, we reached a certain settlement, even the judge in a criminal matter, I do not think, has a sole right to say, okay, go off. It is up to the prosecutor to now, being a policeman in this case, to notify the Attorney General that the parties have reached a resolution, and so they want to discontinue. Can you give an advice on it? And so that adjournments will have to be taken until the Attorney General.
Just a misdemeanor?
I think so. That is a correct thing. A judge cannot say that, please, a criminal matter going on has been settled.
Okay.
No, otherwise, all kinds of things happen. So, just to get a thing straight, you see, another way that a complainant can actually kill a case, so to speak, is that if you report and there's a prosecution, let's say today the case is called, you are supposed to testify. you don't attend court. Right. You can stay away from court, and then the judge will strike the case out for want of prosecution. Okay. You understand?
So in 30 seconds, tell me, there are those who are saying, yes, he may have said he's not interested, but because it's the Republic that is prosecuting the case, the Republic should still go ahead.
Oh, yes, of course, because when a man dies, or is murdered, all the evidence that is needed, for example, is the dead body, the body has been buried. The doctor who undertook the autopsy, and witnesses to the murder, if any, can be brought to court, and the prosecution goes on. So you don't necessarily need an accused, a victim or a complainant to attend the trial before a successful prosecution can be done. But that notwithstanding, I think that there are larger issues involved in this matter, and as we go on, yes, it is Mr. Kenu's right to say, look, I'm no longer interested in this matter, but let's just go by the right procedure so that, the wrong signal is not sent to people. There are people whose children are defiled in this republic today. The matter is ongoing, and then you are told that the victim's mother has settled the matter.
Okay. Thank you.
It is dangerous.
We have to move on. Maybe just 1 minute.
Yes, I think that Mr. Kenu should have realized that this matter goes beyond him as an individual, and to recognize that it was a matter that he was involved in the performance of his duty. And so I have heard the graphic director, Ken Ashibe, indicate that they were not going to withdraw this matter. A lot of people are calling him. What the journalist, has done is that he has stabbed his boss in the back, and as well as the Inky fraternity. I think that he should have consulted widely, because this is a matter that was going to be like a classical case to determine certain acts in the society which are not allowed. Okay. So I think that his act is not proper.
You also share the view that the police can continue without him?
Because this one is a misdemeanor and that it is possible to withdraw the matter from court, I'm concerned about the procedure. It should have been the Attorney General or the police, because in a criminal matter, the complainant is not a party to the case. It is seen as an offense against the state. So the procedure should have been that the Attorney General should have been, or the police should have been the one to withdraw the matter. It's
just a question of nomenclature, is that not it? So the judge finds that, in fact, what he meant was settlement. So he gives them the go ahead and do it.
Yeah, but substance is as important as procedure.
Thank you. Koku, do you feel bad about it as well? I mean, the GJA says it is very, very, disappointed.
Yes, instinctively, yes. I disappointed and surprised too. Particularly, it appears that he didn't tell anybody in terms of the GJA, the graphic outfit.
But it's his own body.
That's what worries me. Why not? You decided that this is the option you are going to adopt. Fair deal, but inform, consult, tell the rest. Nobody's going to stop you. It's just sketchy, after the solidarity that was shown. So this whole thing has become anticlimactic. It worries me, but it is right. He doesn't want to pursue the matter. I'm only pleading with the people out there to also stop the unfair speculation. That he may have received. You don't have the evidence. You don't say that. He has his own integrity to consider. But you see, the trauma, the psychological trauma that he said he was going through and his family was going through, I hope it ceases, because there's going to be a lot of post-withdrawal commentary and all these innuendos and insinuations. We are not careful, I will kill him all.
Okay, so he's actually not out of what he was trying to prevent.
I mean, he's not out of the loop yet.
He's insulated.
There are those who suggest that. There are those who suggest, like, including myself, that he got the whole a bigger part of the nation to back him to go on this course, and that even if he wanted to settle, we should get to know the content of the settlement, and it should be part of what the court will the court will direct, so that even if he was getting money, in addition to the money, always the court will give a caution or let the accused sign a bond. That would have been.
Yeah, but I will put that within the purview of the judge in this case. The judge should have advised himself about the whole procedure, even in that involving alternative dispute resolution, properly. Because, as my lawyer friends are here saying, maybe including yourself, even if you want to withdraw the case, there's a way to go about it. And once the issue has gone to the court in terms of assault, which is criminal, the individual, that is whoever, the complainant or whoever, does not have ownership of that case.
Yeah, it's the state against the accused.
It's the state against the accused. So for that matter, he should have more or less taken the back seat, looked at it, and maybe started initiating the ADR processes behind the scenes to ensure that everything reaches the kind of solution.
But maybe the judge understood what he
this
did.
Case was going to end
me, that's the way. Oh, you did?
Sure? What? I mean, you have to be uninitiated to have the belief and the conviction that a case of this nature was going to go long haul. I knew from day one that this matter was not going to end the way most people wanted it to go.
What gave you that impression?
But this is Ghana.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I think he should do himself some justice and apologize to his colleagues, the GJA, the graphic thing. It will help him. That, well, he's
But he's apologized in his letter.
Has he?
Yes. You haven't seen the letter?
No.
Oh, you
to
need
apologize
to
his
say, grab the
graphic.
letter.
I've got it. But
He's apologized. No, after the event.
He says
This
that,
one was.
he says that this is a letter that he took to the court.
Yes, it's
He says
implied
that
there.
I am sorry
Yes.
that I may have disappointed my colleague journalists for not going through the full length of the case to seek justice and perhaps serve as a deterrent to other hooligans.
That's not the apology I'm talking about. He's talking about not having gone through the full length. I'm talking of withdrawing without informing us. That's the
But
point.
did he seek your consent before he filed a
No, the
complaint?
solidarity that was shown.
Yes.
It became collective ownership.
Okay. All right.
You know, I
we
think
can-
I
we
think
can
it's,
end Daniel Kenu's,
I think it's good what Kweku is saying here, because if you look at Ghana and other parts of the world, the kind of injustices and maltreatment journalists have been facing, you know, it's serious.
some say he put his manager in a very bad light.
Yeah, that's right. So
The
in
man
that,
flew to
The man is talking
Kumasi,
about
was
deaths
sitting
in
in
his
the court.
family and potential deaths, and you are sitting on Newsfile saying that
No,
he should
but
have
that is very classic.
Would you help him to bury his relations?
You
when
had
he
a
died?
graphic boss flying from Accra
Okay,
to Kumasi
yeah,
for
yeah,
the
that's-
case.
yeah,
So he
reality
was
check,
seated in the court, and this information came to him.
Yes.
No, come on, he deserves an apology.
of course.
Okay. Kweku, I know you won't get fatigued with the revelations from the World Cup, Commission of Inquiry, but we understand that we had to pay an Angolan agent $20,000 for him to lead us to a certain market or supermarket to buy some groceries, and the commissioners were angry because the $20,000 was paid in bits, such that today he led them to that market. He was paid a certain 10% on every purchase that they did. The next day he leads them to the same market. The next day he leads them to the same market, and they were so surprised.
I want to cry.
Not today too.
What are you
Not today
telling
too.
me? You see, I've resisted the temptation of being judgmental on this World Cup proceedings, and I think it's the right thing to do. But this is too difficult to assimilate. What are we saying? Oh, come on. You know what? I don't know. This is stealing. Tiffany. It's robbery.
Somebody has said that he's getting in trouble. Sidney Kesley Hereford has said so, and he's been threatened with a court action by Duasari.
Well, I haven't spoken about Duasari. Have I?
You're talking about Larry Champon's revelation. Okay.
Was there receipt from the Angola man? Did they have receipt for it?
I'm not sure. He
And
was
does it
able to
even make
provide it.
sense? So the man that was, anytime he directed, he got something. This is naked robbery. I'm sorry. Today I've been judgmental. I can be forgiven. I'm asking the commission to forgive me ahead of time. Look, it's just not fair to us. To the country, it's not fair.
This is where someone says we should stop the process and then rather go and prosecute.
You see,
How much did Malam Issa lose?
$46,000.
Yeah, and we've also lost $20,000 by direction. Yet somebody was prosecuted for losing $46,000, and somebody who has given $20,000 for directions.
The guy had the courage to tell the commission this. He did?
Yes.
Because,
said,
I missed that.
he said that the agent was paid nearly $4,000 as
Per
commission for each of. There were 5 transactions that were made on behalf
See,
of.
the Ghana mission in Brazil, don't we have people who know the
There are
geography
cooks
of
there. There are
Brazil?
cooks there.
Don't they know? I mean, what is wrong? The Ghana mission was not brought into the picture. You want directions to groceries and shops and things, the market, and the Ghana mission could not play a role? This is naked robbery.
Don't you find that it is possible to justify this spending?
I really find it a bit difficult. Why? Because I believe that our sports authorities should have been a bit more strategic in their thinking. Why am I saying so? At the University of Ghana, there's a School of Modern Languages, or Department of Modern Languages. Spanish is not far away from Portuguese in terms of language. Anybody with a very good knowledge of Spanish needs about a 6-month or 3-4 months crash course in Portuguese to be able to live and work in Brazil. They could easily have gotten such a person from there, attached the person to the Ghana embassy, maybe not one, maybe 3 or so.
No, in this case, this gentleman knew the places to take.
Yeah, but it doesn't take long to know Brazil. It's a huge, big place, yes. But if you pre-select people to go there, to go and maybe do some preliminary study, 2-3 weeks, come back to Ghana, you do a crash course in Portuguese. Can they do the job of sourcing, looking around and sourcing things with staff of the Ghana embassy in Brazil? It's something where I believe people should be a bit more strategic in our thinking. You know, instead of letting, you know, this sort of frefrekobo kind of thing. You know, seriously, it's frefrekobo. You do strategic thinking from the level of the minister, and then from there, everything will fall in place. But where there's no such thing, this sort of chaos can happen. It is the culture of impunity, the culture of disorganization that reigns in the Ministry of Sports that is creating all this problem.
Egbetina, in addition to this particular revelation, also was the CEO of the National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC, Alex Mould, who said he was so shocked to the marrow that after his organization had paid in full for the friendly matches, those friendly matches had already been paid for. They had already been paid for by agents for the same matches.
That's a matter surely within the remit of the GFA, and I think that the GFA must speak to that. I don't think that the sports ministry.
So he's saying they received double, and that's worrying.
It's for the GFA to answer. But what is the Portuguese for thank you? I think it's obrigado. Obrigado. Okay. I just want to thank all the people who have brought Ghana this far in Portuguese terms. But you see something. I think Kwekubaku and Yaidulabi have spoken to the absurdity of the situation. I don't even think that it is just absurd. It is repugnant. It is offensive. Why in the 21st century should government officials and their hirelings and underlings, you see, they are errand boys, and if I can add girls, expose these countries to such ridicule? That we also hosted CAN 2008, and I'm yet to see any African nation that came to Accra to participate in CAN 2008 and spent even 2,000 Ghana cedis for a Ghanaian to direct them to where Makwala Market or Kwaswe Jaso is to go and buy foodstuff to come and cook. I mean, the Ghana mission there has its own. You see, you have read this lady's book, Kwame Nkrumah's secretary, Eka Powell. That book is titled The Private Secretary of the Gold Coast. She talks about an occasion when Kwame Nkrumah and a retinue of government ministers and the rest went to Egypt on a visit. And then on one of the few days that the whole delegation was not doing anything, they decided to go shopping in town. And so they got an Egyptian to take them to the markets. And every time they go to the market, they realized that this Egyptian guy who was supposed to help them would speak in Arabic to the people, and then they would get deals which they thought were fantastic.
Meanwhile,
it was only a few days after when she went on the market that one of the traders whom they had earlier on bought from told her that, you see that Egyptian that you've been bringing around, when we say, for instance, that the item is $5, he inflates it to $10, and then you pay the $10. When you go away, he comes back to this market and collects all the extra money from us. You know, these things are there, they happen. And so I do not know why, you know, we would expose ourselves to such. And now it has to take a commission, you understand, to ferret this kind of information. I sincerely think that this is an affront to the common sense of Ghanaians. It is an affront to even the appointing authority, the president who appointed the minister who set up this kind of arrangement. And I think that people's histories with respect to management of public funds ought to be looked at when it comes to these things. After all, this is a country where people who have been convicted of causing financial loss have been put as chairman of SNET before. Somebody has been convicted of causing financial loss to the state. Then the person goes to prison and comes back. And of all the places that he can be appointed to, albeit he's been pardoned by the outgoing President Kufuor, it is SNET. Pension money. Then you put someone who has gone to prison for causing financial loss to be in charge of SNET pension funds as chairman of the board. These are the things that it's like mosquitoes. They are breeding every day. And until we stop this, this is what we will see.
Now, Amaba, you know, apart from these two issues that we have actually brought up, another issue that came up was that the commission heard about how as is reported, how a turf war and persistent power struggle crippled the ability of an important committee to defend public interest in the GFA setup. You know, there's a public
interest
accountability committee, and its chairman, my own English professor, Aloysius Denkabe, told the commission that things were just not working. He says that the committee had no supporting staff, no secretariat, and did not even know who to liaise with between the Ministry of Finance, Sports, and the GFA. This meant that the statutory role to ensure that they scrutinize football policies relating to facilities, funding, and technical development of the game was left woefully undone.
And this committee is supposed to be a liaison between the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the GFA.
It's been so crippled that it's not been able to meet since 2012.
And I'm sure it is supposed to be part of the GFA restructuring processes.
That is right.
Since we came back to electing our GFA bosses. So
it was formed in 2010.
Yes, so clearly you find that within the GFA itself, they will not also want to do things the way it is expected of them. Because this particular body was supposed to superintend over the activities of the executive board. And when we keep saying that the GFA has a mafia in there and that we should do something to purge it, people say, hey, FIFA will come heavily on us. But these are some of the things. I am particularly gladdened by the fact that the commission's work is now being seen as work that has come to be accepted by all. When the president appointed this commission, there were those who said, no, this was to whitewash the activities that took place in Brazil. Now, today, we have seen that the commission's work is very key and has brought to fore some of the rot that we have as a nation. So, Kokubako, whether a parliamentary commission or not, this commission is doing the work that
I haven't said it's not, but the point you are making is
government
we have moved on.
Wants to massage and, as it were, conceal rot.
This propaganda.
And so I am of the view that we should rather commend the president for putting out this commission.
We should thank the president for doing his work.
For putting out this commission.
I will not thank President Mahama for setting up the commission.
For putting up the commission that has not had the
foresight to ensure that the commission has been put in place, and we are now all seeing this road that is coming. I am of the view that the commission's work, which includes recommendation,
the recommendations show him sheer, what do you call it, thievery. Can you also say in respect of the $20,000 to the Angolan? Can you say so?
Thievery in terms of what? This is an ongoing matter. So let's wait for the. I thought that he would stay on that straight and narrow path that he stood when he said that he wasn't going to come out of any venture.
He says he's fed up. To hear that you have had someone direct you to one place more than once, more than twice, and get paid for it.
Let's wait for the recommendation of the commission and the findings of the commission. Who knows whether tomorrow this thing will not be explained away?
Okay.
How?
So
and
you won't say it's thievery.
I won't say it is thievery.
Will you say like
Professor
Prempe? Will you say that it reveals that the country is rotting to the bone?
It reveals that some public officials are not up to the task. But not
and I engage in rot.
For which you must thank the president.
So you must understand that this is a commission. No, this is a commission in rot. That is coming.
To take a break.
Let us ensure that
we'll be right back to talk about Doomsaw and move on. Thank you.
Newsfile is brought